What really is a concern there? Everybody thought the negotiations were going well. What has happened? What has changed?
So thank you very much. I think we all know the story already. We don't need to belabor the point, but it is important now we place some few issues on record. Number one, on the 26th, when the Labour Commission gave their ruling, and we indicated that we will go through the processes to call off the strike. One of the ruling or the items in the ruling was that we meet the following day, 27th, so that we commence or we start the negotiations. On the 27th, we went to the Ministry of Employment and Labour Relations, where all the government team assembled. Guess what? They told us that until we call off the strike, they will not engage us. We took our time to explain that we've already told the Labour Commission that we need to go through certain processes to get it done. That will no avail. They insisted and they never engaged us. On the 2nd of April, the strike was called off. And before the strike was called off, they had then told us the day we called off the strike, they will table their proposal. They will table what they have before as soon as we take it out from them. You won't believe it. When the strike was called off on the 2nd of April, today is 15th. The employer side, they have not tabled anything up to now. They have not tabled anything up to now. We should have met today. And when we went, knowing very well that we are not very happy and things might get out of hand, they decided that we would rather make it tomorrow for them to go and seek mandate and come and let us engage. The question is, what is it? What is it? And that is why we are waiting this letter.
I mean, is that to suggest that those who were originally tasked to come and mediate with you, they didn't have the mandate?
You see, we have not gotten to the mediating stage. Let us get this thing clear. The stages are as follows. You do negotiations first. If the negotiations do not work, that is when you go to mediation. Okay? Then from mediation, you go to arbitration, voluntary arbitration, compulsory arbitration. So we are not yet at mediation stage. We are still negotiating. And what we are saying is that since 2nd of April, when the strike was called off, the employer side has not tabled anything. And the industrial relations, we call it bad faith. It is unfair labor, it is bad faith.
And they haven't tabled anything because?
They have not tabled anything.
Because? Have they explained to you why?
It is up to them. They have to explain that. I don't speak for them. We have done all that we have within our power to enable us get the discussion or the negotiations going. But they have not tabled anything as of today, 15th April. They have not tabled anything.
But you say that they've assured that you'll return to the negotiating table tomorrow?
Yes, they said today, knowing very well that if they come and repeat the things they were doing in the past, it will degenerate. They saw it wise to tell us that, look, we'd rather meet tomorrow instead of today. And so tomorrow, 2 o'clock, we'll go and listen to them. But we need to sound, we've already sounded alarm bell. The national security, they have a cliche that says that you see something, you say something. And so what we are saying, that is what we are saying or we are sounding. So whatever happens, as indicated in our press statement, the government team, the Ministry of the Ministry of Finance should have themselves to blame.
I hear you say that you may have to return to the strike action that you called earlier if this is not dealt with. At least you don't see any proper commitment tomorrow.
No, the issue is that we have all cards on the table. In industrial relations, we don't say we all cards are still on the table.
Including
all the options are on the table. But we needed to sound an alarm bell. And that is what we have done.
I mean, specify for me. I know you, from what we hear, you're negotiating about conditions of service, but what really does that entail? Hello. What really does that entail when we hear you say conditions of service? What does this entail when you sit around the table?
Okay, when we talk about the condition of service, we're looking at the collective agreement. We're looking at the issue of collective agreement. And if we could add, we talk about the issue of the scheme of service. And then as for the code of conduct, we have it. So we are led to two outstanding items. These are the scheme of service and then the collective agreement. And the first one expired as far back as 2009. It took about 10 years to 11 years before it was renewed. And this time around, we are telling them we don't want what happened in the past to be repeated. And that is what they want to do. And we will not give them that particular chance. And the teachers are wild awake. And that is why we are sounding alarm bells for them to be careful.
Thank you very much. And that there is Thomas Musah, the General Secretary of the Ghana National